Mfangano, to Takawiri, to Remba, to Kiwa, to Rusinga, and we go all the way to Sigulu in Uganda and other islands of Tanzania in search of fish. We must also be given this food so that our children can stay in school. And then we come back home. Finally, Mr. Speaker, the relief, the food that is being used by some of our colleagues, members of parliament, out there, which they are distributing to people, Mr. Speaker, we should not use government relief for personal bonga points. Mr. Speaker, we must also ask ourselves how the relief food moved from the Ministry of East African Community, ASALs and Regional Development, a ministry that is run by an expert from ODM, and that mandate was sent to the Ministry of Public Service and Human Resource Capital Development. If it was necessary for some elections somewhere, then it needs to be brought back to the relevant ministry. Finally, on Senator Sifuna's statement, Mr. Speaker, I am a CBC parent, and I am extremely concerned that this CBC favors children in private institutions.
Senator Kenyan.
Asante Bwana Spika kwa kunipa fursa hii. Kwanza kabisa nataka kuchangia taarifa iliyoletwa na Karongo Dhangwa kuhusu mgogoro wa shamba ambalo najulikana kama Crescent Estate pale Two Rivers. Bwana Spika, jambo hili la migogoro ya mashamba limekuwa ni jambo sugu. Na huyu ambaye anajulikana kama Willy Kihara ametajwa hapa. Na si sehemu hiyo peke yake Bwana Spika. Ukienda wote upande wa Imani Ruiru, amekuwa na haya mambo ya kufuatilia mambo ya mashamba ambayo hawa watu ambao wanataka kuwafukuza na vile vile kuwaletea wakora waweze kuwahangaisha. Bwana Spika, hawa wana hati miliki za mashamba. Wengi wao hata wamechukua Bwana Spika mikopo na zile hati miliki za mashamba. Kwa hivyo wana haki kisheria kuishi katika zile sehemu. Hawa watu tayari wameripoti hawa wakora na majangili ambao wanawasumbua. Lakini maafisa wa usalama ama maafisa wa ujasusi hakuna jambo lolote wamelichukua. Hatua yote ambao wamechukua. Kwa hivyo kamati inayohusika Bwana Spika inapaswa iangazie jambo hili kwa kindani, mapana na marefu, ndio aweze kuleta uwiano katika jamii Bwana Spika. Bwana Spika, kuhusu chakula ambacho kinapeanwa katika shule na taarifa iliyoletwa na Hezena. Bwana Spika, kunapaswa kuwe na watu wawe kuna usawa Bwana Spika. Chakula hiki Bwana Spika katika wizara ambayo imepelekwa Bwana Spika sasa kimekuwa kitumiwa badala ya watu kupewa wale wanaohitajika kupewa Bwana Spika, kwa sababu katika kamati ambayo sisi tunashughulikia, kamati ya elimu Bwana Spika, katika shule zile za chekechea tumeona shule ambazo watoto wanapewa chakula, tunaona idadi ya watoto ambao wanajisajili katika hizi shule za chekechea kinaongezeka Bwana Spika. Lakini tukiangalia vile ambavyo chakula hiki ambacho kinapeanwa katika shule za msingi na vile vile kimepeanwa katika wizara, hii wizara Bwana Spika haishughulikii kuwapatia watoto wanaofaa chakula Bwana Spika. Hiki chakula sasa kinatumika Bwana Spika cha kufanya siasa. Kinapelekwa sehemu watu wanaitwa, watu ambao hata wahitaji chakula Bwana Spika, lakini unawaita, unawaambia utawapatia chakula, na watu ambao hawahitaji ile chakula. Lakini wanakuja kwa sababu Wakenya wengi wanapenda, na ni watu wengi Bwana Spika wanapenda kitu cha bwerere. Kwa hivyo wanaitwa, wanapewa ile mchele, wanapewa mafuta ambayo ingetumika katika shule mahali ambapo kuna hitajika. Chakula kama hiki Bwana Spika kinapaswa kuletwa mahali kunaitwa kwetu, mahali kuna ukame.
Senator Sifuna.
First, I want to tell my brother, Senator Kajwang, that when you have an important function like a wedding, make sure you get your own coat, because you don't go to a wedding with somebody else's coat. You can be told to remove it at any point. He knows what I'm talking about. Honorable Speaker, allow me to just make brief comments on the statement that has been brought by Senator Ledamo Lekina. Indeed, Honorable Speaker, we have all to be gravely concerned about the specter of El Nino. And we have to be a country that listens to experts. Previous experiences with the serious flooding, Honorable Speaker, in 2023-24, for instance, we lost over 300 lives, and there was almost 50,000 people displaced in many, many countries. Of course, we in Nairobi here bore the brunt. I remember in 2023, Senator Ledama, we were in this house with you when we were discussing whether, in fact, there was any level of preparedness in Nairobi. You remember there were fights between the national government and the county governments over where the money for emergency should be domiciled. We saw national government come to the residents of Mathare, for instance, make certain promises, and then they were never fulfilled. So I think now that we have a proper time lead on this one, the warnings are there, the science is in, there will be no excuse for the national government and the county governments if they don't get their act together. In fact, we want to be told the national government must now tell us or publish a comprehensive El Nino preparedness response plan. We want to know what to do in the event of certain happenings. We want to see emergency evacuation centers being set up, and all of us should know where those things are. And lastly, Senator Ledama, because when things like this happen, some people take advantage and see a gravy train. We want proper transparency and accountability for any monies that will be utilized in handling this El Nino problem. As a final comment, Honorable Speaker, on the statement by Senator Mundigi, you know, it's not only the farmers in Embu. The other week, I think we were here when the senator from Kirinyaga, the Honorable Murango, was talking about the rice farmers in Mwea and in Ahero, because people have been allowed to import, rice without a care to the farmers in Mwea and these other places. We were in Bungoma last week with the Honorable Khalwale and the Honorable Koni Wakabubi. I don't know if they got opportunity, but I did to speak to the farmers at Nzoia. Honorable Speaker, even now as we speak, Nzoia Sugar Company is not producing sugar. They have imported sugar, and it is full in their godowns. And that now, Honorable Speaker, we were sugarcane farmers. We are being told that you need a permit for your sugarcane to be cut, and to get that or to be harvested. And when you go looking for that permit, Honorable Speaker, you know what it means. You have to grease palms. When did we get to a place? You know, there was a time, Honorable Koniwa Kwabubi, when companies used to fight for sugarcane. But because these companies are not interested in milling our sugarcane, they have already imported sugarcane. They are no longer interested in our...
Senator Roba.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to contribute to this issue of impending El Nino. That is the global warming system that has been reported in the Pacific Ocean that is expected to really be one of the worst since the late 1800s. Mr. Speaker, I want to thank Honorable Senator Olekina for bringing this issue to light, even on social media, because there is an issue of grave concern considering there is no discussion in the country, not in the national platform, not in Kenya Meteorological Service, not in the budgetary provision in terms of some impending emergency that's likely to happen anytime after October globally. And the predictions that it's going to affect East Africa. And globally, the discussion is that it is the worst since 97 or thereabout. If that is the case, then there should be an air of emergency planning around this issue by every department, the county government, the national government, and the county governments are ill-prepared, Mr. Speaker, for preparing adequately for a response of such magnitude. It requires a drive by the national government, bringing on board also the county government, and also setting aside resources, because it is not about whether or not it's going to happen. The discussion by the global weather system has already indicated it's going to happen. Mr. Speaker, it is extremely important as leaders in this country that we really bring this issue, as an issue that should be in the discussion of everybody. Nairobi City County that is overrun by small floods in all the time should prepare by making sure they unclog and open all the drainage systems and improve where it becomes necessary. The national government must really look at the low-lying grounds like Tana River, where small rains ground the production in Tana River and displace the population there. areas, flatlands of northern Kenya, where even heavy rains incapacitate the little resources we have in terms of destruction of livelihood support programs like animals, human beings displaced, and such issues. Mr. Speaker, it is critical as Senate Future Caucus team, we really need to pick it up and run with it, because that's the only way we can catalyze what is going to happen. Mr. Speaker, also on NACONEC, if there are concerns that are raised by Senator MATIANG'I, it's extremely critical that a transparent distribution of how this NACONEC support is affecting the ASALs and the nomadic community be availed completely in order to make sure that people have...
Senator Olekina.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Briefly, Mr. Speaker, let me make brief comments on the statement brought by Senator Karungo Dhanga on the displacement, or rather the threats that a group of Kenyans are facing in Ruiru. Mr. Speaker, it is very sad, and I wish Senator Kamaru was here, because Senator Kamaru was telling me a story of an individual who uses the lands office to be able to change the title deeds and put title deeds on top of a new title deed. And she almost lost her land. Reading the statement by Senator Dhangu, it's a similar situation, where this issue of succession, when they know that somebody is very rich, they sell land. After they are gone and the family having quabbles, then a smart individual who is connected to the Ministry of Land now start using his position to threaten Kenyans and kick them out of their land. Mr. Speaker, I really believe that Senator Faki will deal with this statement and make sure that he brings the DCI, the National Police, and the Ministry of Land, and also that individual, Willie, who is selling land that has already been sold. That matter must be dealt with. On a second statement, Mr. Speaker, it is sad that when we have nomadic children, this statement by Senator Ezana Lemalatia, when we have food which is supposed to feed kids so that they can remain in school, now that food is being used as a business. Seriously. What do I don't even know the word to use, but it's like we were cast. Anyone, when you see a situation like this, you just want to make some money out of it. Even food, which is supposed to help bring some form of equity. It is sad. And even moving a service which is supposed to be offered by a particular ministry to another, I mean, it's criminal. So, Mr. Speaker, I think I need to drink water. But at least I can be able to drink water. Now, when this food, which is supposed to be given to poor kids to support their families, we don't even understand the accountability of that food, the distribution mechanism, the sourcing of that food. It is criminal. So, Mr. Speaker, I support this statement by Senator Ezana, and I hope that we can be able to really take these matters very seriously to ensure a clear system of accountability. One that if you take your iPad or your laptop and you go online, you can actually be able to trace where the food came from. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Wakoli.
Asante Mheshimiwa Spika kwa nafasi hii. Kwanza ni kuchangia hoja ya Mheshimiwa Olekina kuhusiana na kujiandaa kwa janga la El Nino. Na Mheshimiwa Spika, tukipiga tu kurunzi katika kaunti za humu Kenya, moto umekuwa unateketeza mabweni, watu wamekuwa na bebwa kwa maji ya mafuriko. Lakini tukifanya udadisi kujiandaa kwa magatuzi yetu ya Kenya, Mheshimiwa Spika, wale ambao wamekuwa wanahudhuria vikao vya Mheshimiwa Kajwang' wakiangalia jinsi wanatumia fedha, kitengo cha kupambana na mikasa ya dharura katika magatuzi yetu yamewekewa pesa nyingi, lakini ukienda mashinani pesa hazionekani. Ni kana kwamba kula kwao ndio dharura na changamoto za dharura. Sasa naomba tuamulike hawa magavana, kwa sababu wanachukua mzaha majanga ili kujidufaisha wenyewe. Jambo lingine Mheshimiwa Spika, ni kuhusiana na mchakato mzima wa maembe. Nataraji kwamba magatuzi yamepewa kile tunasema maeneo ya viwanda na ukuzaji wa viwanda, na magavana lazima wawe na nyenzo ambazo zinaleta malighafi, kuleta mpunga, kuleta parachichi katika maeneo haya, ili kuwe na uwezo wa kuhakikisha bidhaa hizi zinaenda katika soko. Sasa ni kinaya kwamba magavana wanataka serikali ya Nairobi iendelee kuwasaidia ili hali wako na pesa, na lazima tuwasukume, kwa sababu kama kaunti ya mheshimiwa Mundigi ni 90%. Kule Bungoma zaidi ya milioni 200 zimezama. Tunangoja tuone zikifufuka na hatuoni. Lakini huku wanazunguka wakiinua vidole, wengine kimoja, wengine viwili, na Wakenya wanapiga miayo, hawajui watapata ruzuku wapi. Mwisho nikisema, wakulima wa miwa wana haki kushughulikiwa na serikali. Wakulima wa mpunga wana haki kushughulikiwa na serikali. Wakulima wa makadamia wana haki ya kushughulikiwa na serikali. Vile vile wale ambao wanafuga ngamia wana haki. Sasa mimi naomba viongozi wenzangu, tukiwa hapa, tetea tu kile unataka kutetea. Hata sisi tutakuunga mkono. Lakini usitumie miwa kama nyenzo ya kujitetea wewe na sisi watu wetu waendelee kuumia katika mkoa wa Magharibi. Yale Mheshimiwa Sifuna amesema, kamati ya ukulima tumekuwa Bungoma, taasisi ya ufisadi, wale ambao wa Wizara ya Kilimo, magavana, maseneta walikuwa hapa, tunalivalia njuga swala hilo. Sasa wakulima msinyamaze, Wakenya msinyamaze, paza sauti. Sisi kama maseneta tutatembea na nyinyi kuhakikisha fedha za ushuru wenu zinafanya kazi jinsi inavyo.
Senator Mazaya.
Asante mstahiki Spika. Mstahiki Spika, kwanza nataka kumpatia kongole ndugu yangu Olekina kwa sababu ya kuleta taarifa hii ambayo inahusikana na kamati ya usalama wa nchi. Hususan taarifa hii ameangazia swala la El Nino, ambao ni mvua nyingi isiyo ya kawaida ndani ya nchi yetu ya Kenya. Si mara ya kwanza, si mara ya pili tumepatikana na janga hili la El Nino. Bwana Spika, janga la El Nino likija linakuja na maafa mengi na madhara mengi ambayo yanaweza kutatiza ama huwa yanatatiza maisha ama ukaaji wa Wakenya. Nikisema hivyo Bwana Spika, ni kwamba maeneo kama Nairobi, maeneo kama Trans Nzoia, kuhali kama Bundalangi, na vile vile maeneo ya kama kule Kilifi, ni maeneo ambayo huwa sana sana yanaathirika wakati huu wa El Nino ama wakati wa mvua nyingi. Bwana Spika, katika taarifa hii ndugu yangu ameeleza mambo mengi sana, lakini cha umuhimu, mimi mwenyewe nishakwenda Masai Mara, na utaona ya kwamba hivi sasa vile barabara ilivyo kule iko juu chini, na kama El Nino itakuja basi ile barabara huenda ikasombwa kabisa. Na kitu kizuri ni kwamba ikiwa itaangaliwa na mapema na misingi itengenezwe, ili mvua iweze, hata ikiwa itakuja nyingi, ipite na kando, lakini isipite upande ule wa ile bridge, ingekuwa vizuri sana. Manake barabara hiyo inasaidia sana kutoka Kekorok ikienda mpaka Serena katika Masai Mara Game Reserve, huwa kuna uharibifu wa hali ya juu sana. Na sasa ikiwa itakuwa namna hiyo, pia ita affect ama pia itahusika sana na vile ambavyo mapato ya upande wa utalii yatakuwa yameregea katika hali ya sufuri. Bwana Spika, nikisema hivyo ni kwamba maeneo ya pwani pia ni maeneo ambayo lazima yazingatiwe zaidi, kuanzia Tana River. Ukienda Tana River ama ukienda Kilifi, ukienda Kwale, hata ukienda Taita Taveta, ni maeneo ambayo yanakumbwa vibaya sana na mambo ya El Nino. Nikisema namna hiyo Bwana Spika, ni kwamba madaraja mbalimbali hususan maeneo kama ya Magarini sana sana huwa yanakumbwa vibaya mpaka watu wanakufa, wanatekwa na maji wanaenda. Kwa hiyo tahadhari kama hii ingekuwa muhimu kwamba kila mtu ndani ya taifa la Kenya aweze kuelezwa popote pale alipo, na wale watu ambao wanatangaza hali ya anga ama wanaweza kusaidia, serikali yenyewe ijihusishe ya kwamba hakuna Mkenya atapoteza maisha kwa sababu ya El Nino. Hii ni nchi ambayo mara nyingi tumeona, ukiangalia pande wa Bundalangi wengi.
Now, honorable senators, before I call the next senator to give his comments, allow me to make this communication. I would like to acknowledge the presence in the public gallery this afternoon of a visiting delegation of 2 teachers and 38 students from Mangu High School in Kiambu County. The delegation is visiting the Senate for an academic exposition. On behalf of the Senate and on my own behalf, I extend a warm welcome to the delegation and wish them a fruitful visit. Also wish to acknowledge the presence in the public gallery this afternoon of a visiting delegation of 4 teachers and 47 students from Mutitu Secondary School in Kirinyaga County. The delegation is visiting the Senate for an academic exposition. On behalf of the Senate and on my own behalf, I extend a warm welcome to the delegation and wish them a fruitful visit. I will call upon the Senate Minority Leader to extend a word of welcome to these 2 schools.
Asante Mstahiki Spika. Mstahiki Spika, nataka pia mimi nijiungane na wewe kwa kuwakaribisha hawa walimu wawili na vijana ambao wamekuja katika bunge letu la Senate ili kuweza kuona utekelezaji wa kazi ya Senate ama majukumu ambayo Senate huwa wanayafanya wakati wakiwa katika hizo kazi zao. Bwana Spika, kitu cha kwanza ni kwamba walimu hawa nataka kuwapatia kongole kwa kuja hapa, na cha pili vile vile wameweza kuona vile tunaweza kufanya mijadala yetu hapa na kazi zinazoendelea hapa ni kutetea na kuona ya kwamba kaunti zetu zimeweza kupata pesa. Ni kitu cha umuhimu kuona kwamba wakati wakiwa wanarudi nyumbani baada ya ziara yao katika Senate ni kwamba wamejifundisha mambo mengi na wataweza kurudi nyumbani wakijua ya kwamba wamejifundisha mengi kutoka katika bunge la Senate, na hiyo ndio kadri tunavyotakana kufanya kazi. Asante Bwana Speaker.
Senator Chebret.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity you have given me to make a statement and support, to make a comment and support a statement that has been read by Honorable Azena on matters school feeding program, especially those schools from nomadic communities and arid and semi-arid lands. It is a matter of serious concern, Mr. Speaker, and it needs serious intervention. Mr. Speaker, my county, Baringo, where I represent, is among the counties that is 70% of the area is covered by arid and semi-arid lands. And also Elgeyo Marakwet, my neighboring county, West Pokot, Turkana, and Samburu. And Mr. Speaker, if not this feeding program take place in the counties I've mentioned, then you wonder where does the school feeding program exist, if not Baringo, if not Samburu, if not Elgeyo Marakwet, West Pokot, and other counties that are arid and semi-arid lands. Mr. Speaker, again in Baringo, due to heavy rains that we witnessed in the month of April, May, and June, several schools have been forced to close. Some have been forced to shift their original places because due to rise in water increment in water bodies like Baringo, the schools like Loruk, Kambisamaki, Mugutani, and Kiserian, they have been closed due to water rise. And we expect the school feeding program to give a support to the schools I've mentioned. But as we speak, Mr. Speaker, we have never seen their support as a Ministry of Education and also the Department of School Feeding Program. As a House and leadership, we need to intervene and make sure that things are put in order. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Kavindu.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to comment on the statement made by senators here, starting with Mundigi's statement about the mangoes, which are being destroyed by wild animals. Mr. Speaker, this is across the country because, like in Machakos, we have so many mangoes, trees and mango fruits and avocado trees and avocado fruits, which go into waste. As you know, Mr. Speaker, once mangoes are ripe or avocado, they just go bad immediately, almost immediately. There is no way the farmers can preserve them to sell at a later date. So I'm calling upon the committee that the statement will be committed to check across the country and see where mango trees are planted and avocados, that the Ministry of Tourism and Trade can intervene and maybe build factories in each and every county, and also look for markets outside the country, because our farmers are very active. They do a lot of work, and they just labor for no good reason because everything goes into waste. As Zena has also talked about the food for schools, schools are suffering. And like many of us have commented, is that many of the food that is given for schools is being supplied to people who are able to buy even food and eat, and there are children, a lot of children suffering in schools. Also, teachers. There are not enough teachers in most of the schools. We were just with the governor for Wajir, and he was complaining that even ECDE teachers are teaching in primary school, which should not be the case. The government should just employ teachers and deploy them to where they are supposed to go. Also, about El Nino that is expected to rain. It will not only be in those dry areas, it is all over the country. And so the proper measures should be taken so that our people will not die of rain, because this rain should be a blessing and not a distraction. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, honorable senators. We have long spent the 15 minutes that I had given to this session. We will now move to the next order. However, before we move to the next order, allow me to make this communication. Now, honorable senators, as you will recall, during the afternoon sitting of Senate held on Wednesday, 3rd of June 2026, while commenting on a statement sought by Senator Hamida Kibwana MP regarding the rise in the cases of missing children in the country, and that of Senator Danson Mungatana MP regarding the debate, the decade-long ban on night-time travel for public service vehicles along the Malindi-Garsen-Lamu Highway, the Senator for Nairobi City County, Senator Edwin Sifuna MP, stated as follows. Recently, on this question of Ebola, even after our courts put a hold to that project until we give proper answers to Kenyans, our government does not care. They're going on with the project. Reports show that activities are going on in there, and nobody is bothered that our own courts in this country stopped that particular project until we give answers to Kenyans. It is at this point that the Senator for Nandi County, the Honorable Samson Cherangei MP, rose on a point of order pursuant to Standing Order 105, challenging Senator Sifuna to substantiate his allegations that activities at Laikipia Air Base, which is a protected area, were ongoing. I therefore directed Honorable Senator Sifuna to substantiate his remarks as required under Standing Order 105-1. Honorable Senators, as you're aware, Standing Order 105 states and I quote, "A senator shall be responsible for the accuracy of any facts that the senator alleges to be true and may be required to substantiate any such facts instantly. If a senator has sufficient reason to convince the Speaker that the senator is unable to substantiate the allegations instantly, the Speaker shall require that such senator substantiates the allegations not later than the next sitting day, failure to which the senator shall be deemed to be disorderly within the meaning of Standing Order 121, unless the senator withdraws the allegations and gives a suitable apology if the Speaker so requires." Senator Sifuna MP was not able to substantiate his statement instantly and requested time to do so at the next sitting, in accordance with the Standing Order 1052. Having acceded to the request, I directed that the senator substantiate the statement at the next sitting day, which is today. Accordingly, and pursuant to Standing Order 1052, I now invite Honorable Senator Edwin Sifuna MP to forthwith substantiate the claim in the statement he made, failure to which the senator shall be deemed to be disorderly within the meaning of Standing Order 121. In the absence of such substantiation, the senator shall be required to withdraw the statement and apologize to the Senate. Honorable Edwin Sifuna, you may now proceed to substantiate.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Indeed, that is a proper account of the happenings yesterday, and it just turns out that the God that I serve works in mysterious ways. Honorable Speaker, as we were having that debate, this House was not aware that, in fact, the Cabinet Secretary for Health had addressed the National Assembly yesterday morning, in which he confirmed exactly what I said. I requested, Honorable Speaker, that I be allowed facility to play videos today. We have a video of the proceedings in the National Assembly yesterday. I also requested, Honorable Speaker, for the Hansard from the National Assembly. As of the, the commencement of the House this afternoon, I was told that the Hansard from the National Assembly was not ready, but I have a letter here that I wrote to the Clerk of the National Assembly requesting that record of those proceedings be made available. When we started these proceedings, I had approached the desk to ask them whether they should have the flash disk delivered up there for the video to be played of the Cabinet Secretary, indeed confirming that despite the court order, that project is proceeding. So, Mr. Speaker, at this particular juncture, I request that I table both the letter to the Clerk of the National Assembly requesting the proceedings and the video of the Cabinet Secretary for Health, the Honorable C.S. Duale, confirming that the project will indeed proceed.
Okay, you may proceed to table.
Mr. Speaker, with your permission, I do hereby table a video recording of the proceedings of the National Assembly yesterday, Wednesday, the 3rd of June, 2026, and a letter to the Clerk of the National Assembly, the Honorable Samuel Njoroge, CBS, requesting for Hansard recordings of the said proceedings. I hereby table.
Thank you. I will review the material tabled and make a further communication. Now, before we move to the next order, I had two senators who are yet to make their comments. Senator Mandago, you may proceed. Bearing in mind you have 3 minutes, under 3 minutes to do so.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I rise in support by the statement by Senator Alexander Mundigi, Honorable Speaker, on the issue of mangoes and fresh produce that is going to west from farmers. First, Honorable Speaker, I want to say that mango production is also happening in Kerio Valley, West Pokot, and Baringo counties, Honorable Speaker, and there is need for the county governments to establish processing factories, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, in the statement, the Senator is seeking whether national government can put funds to actually establish processing plants. I want to say that, Honorable Speaker, this House has been very gracious to fight for additional allocation of resources to county governments, and in every year there is an increased allocation to counties, Honorable Speaker. I therefore expect our county governments to take advantage of the county industrial parks, the county aggregation parks, and develop processing plans for this fresh produce, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I would want to encourage that counties work closely with the State Department of Industry so that these processing plants can be established. Honorable Speaker, in regard to the statement sought by Senator Ezena, Matian on the issues of school feeding, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, there seems to be no transparency in the process of school feeding that is happening in this country. This organization called NACONEC, Honorable Speaker, has been in existence. And I remember at some point His Excellency the President made a comment that there are a raft of suppliers who have held hostage that organization, Honorable Speaker. And therefore, there is need for the Ministry of Education to be transparent in the process of identifying beneficiary counties, beneficiary constituencies, and even beneficiary wards, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, we know school feeding is a program that is meant to support access to education, Honorable Speaker, and encourage children from vulnerable families to be able to stay in school. And we know when children are given equal education, Honorable Speaker, we increase their opportunities and their horizons in the country so that they're able to compete with all children from across our nation, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the way this feeding program has been carried out has been shrouded in a lot of secrecy, with NACONEC behaving like a government entity, sometimes like a private entity, and there is need for clarity. We want to know, is NACONEC a semi-autonomous government agency within Ministry of Education, or is NACONEC a private entity? Is NACONEC and school feeding program a preserve of members of parliament or senators also who represent marginalized counties and areas where they face severe drought are also part and parcel of those who should be consulted in the decision-making process of how the food is going to be distributed and allocated?
Okay, very well, Senator Abbas. You have your 3 minutes.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to support the statement from Senator Sena. Honorable Speaker, on this school feeding program, Honorable Speaker, this feeding program has been continuing for many years. And it has actually helped so many young children to grow up and complete their school, their studies. But however, it has a lot of challenges. Honorable Speaker, this food does not reach to every corner of this country, especially those who need it. There's a lot of hurdles. There are so many people who misuse it. There are many ships have been given to. The teachers don't take care of this food, relief food. Sometimes they don't even have them to cook. They don't even cook for it. They might even exclude some of the days for feeding the children. Madam Speaker, there are children that go to school without even breakfast. And when they go there, this means there is not even water to cook for them. There are a lot of challenges. And therefore, one other thing is actually there are a lot of underhands that go and use this food to buy. And some of them buy the food, some of them sell it. So I think what Sarah said, we need to have an audit of this food, school feeding program. One other thing, Honorable Speaker, is that we need to have, instead of taking food from Nairobi and then transport them all the way to Wajir and Mandera and all those places, Turkana, I think the local suppliers can be able to supply that food. It will bring money to the school, to the town. People, the businessmen can supply. Instead of bulking these things, I know some of the food comes from WFP, but what we need is to buy, and instead of buying food from other places, the food should be used by the traders should be empowered, so that they can be able to supply the food to the schools, and they will be able to supply to respective schools up to the last mile. And I think that's the only way we can be able to save. Otherwise, the overhead cost is just too huge that the transportation and other costs of overhead costs are so many, so that we will be able to reduce the amount of money being used for transportation of food and for the supply of food. Thank you, my Honourable Speaker.
Senator Abbas, you are the last actually contributor to the statements.
I continue.
But I can see my younger sister. Sorry, did you finish? Senator Okenyuri, 2 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for your indulgence. I also want to support shortly Senator Izena's statement by saying that, Mr. Speaker, these regions are already disadvantaged, And that's why this is coming up as a measure to assist them. So when this is a measure to assist them, we shouldn't again experience issues of, we shouldn't have transparency issues. Let this process be very transparent so that every other person is satisfied that indeed this was a transparent process, and whatever processes that have been undertaken are well known to the public. Mr. Speaker, if indeed there is issues of, kichini happening in this program, it's a very big blow, because then who loses? It's the students, and even it disadvantages locals who are able to provide this food. Let this also be an avenue to empower local suppliers so that we are not having the same suppliers who are providing the students with this food. Mr. Speaker, I hope the committee is going to dig deeper and furnish this House with answers on this matter which is affecting our friends from the north. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, before we go to the next order, there is this statement which the chair was not allowed, but I want to use my privileges to allow Senator Okububi to read on behalf of the chair national question. Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for allowing me the opportunity to present this statement on behalf of the Chair of the Standing Committee on National Cohesion, Equal Opportunity and Regional Integration. I rise pursuant to Standing Order number 56, 1B of the Senate Standing Orders. Honorable Speaker, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 56, 1B of the Senate Standing Orders to make a statement relating to the activities of the Standing Committee on National Cohesion, Equal Opportunity and Regional Integration for the period of January to April 2026. During the period under reference, the committee held 42 sittings at which it considered various legislative business, i.e. statements and inquiries from the Senate, and held stakeholder engagements as set out below. A, statements. The committee received 3 statements and have already written to the stakeholders inviting their submissions on the issues raised. The committee is at various stages of interacting with the stakeholders and preparing its responses. B, inquiries. The committee is currently conducting an inquiry into the representation of Kenya's diversity in the staff composition of the semi-autonomous government agencies, SAGAs, and county assemblies. The committee held 42 sittings, during which 31 stakeholders appeared before it. The committee will table a comprehensive report at the end of the inquiry. The committee is in processing a statement requested by Senator Catherine Muma on rising trend of unchecked inflammatory utterances by influential public figures and political leaders, was able to interact with the Inspector General of Police, the Director of Criminal Investigations, and the Communications Authority, where the committee was apprised on the challenges faced by the policing and other authorities in eradication of inflammatory statements made by political leaders. The inquiry has been impactful in ensuring, 1, compliance in staff inclusivity and diversity in government agencies and county assemblies. 2, sensitizing the aforementioned government institutions on the need to give equal employment opportunities to women, youth, persons with disability, and marginalized communities. And 3, the committee's inquiry also ensures that government entities accord at least 30% of procurement opportunities to women, youth, and people with disabilities. That is AGPO. Honorable Speaker, during the remainder of the 5th session, the committee has prioritized the conclusion of legislative business before the committee, as well as county visits. As I conclude, I wish to thank the Office of the Speaker and Clerk of the Senate for the steadfast support that they have accorded this committee, as well as the members of the committee for their utmost dedication and commitment to duty. I thank you. Senator Mohamed Chute, CBS MP, Chairperson, Standing Committee on National Cohesion, Equal Opportunity, and Regional Integration. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Very well. Next on the clerk.
Order number 8, motion, reports of the Standing Committee on Health on the county oversight and networking engagements in Kitui, Makueni, Machakos, Kiambu, Bungoma, and Kakamega counties. Resumption of debate interrupted on Wednesday, 3rd June 2026. Morning sitting. Mover to reply.
Okay. Chair, Health, Standing Committee on Health. The mover should leave right now. Is it the chair or the vice chair? Vice chair, proceed. That is good, Senator Mandago. You know you're empowering the vice chairs. Actually, one of the chairs who has really done a lot on this floor is your vice chair. So thank you for empowering the gaucho.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, that is a leadership role that my chair has. That's why he is empowering.
And also for me to recognize that
yes,
he's doing the right thing.
I'm coming to it. Thank you, Chair. Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to reply to the motion on the report of the Standing Committee on Health, County Oversight and Network Engagement in Kitui, Makueni, Machakos, Kiambu, Bungoma, and Kakamega. Mr. Speaker, I thank first the members who have contributed to this motion. And Mr. Speaker, I also thank the members of the Committee of Health who has done this oversight visiting these 6 counties. Mr. Speaker, so far we have done almost 30 counties. And Mr. Speaker, as I have highlighted in the movie report, and also members also contributed a lot on it, Mr. Speaker, what we have identified is infrastructure, deterioration of infrastructure, and severe overcrowding. Mr. Speaker, deterioration of infrastructure, meaning that there are so many floor cracks, ceiling boards, painting peels. Mr. Speaker, sometimes when patients come, the environment, if it is neat, the environment, if it is well done, there is a mental illness, Mr. Speaker. So the county must also take care of the environment of the patients so that at least before even medications, they will be treated and get medications. Mr. Speaker, I reply to this motion and give recommendations that committees have recommended to the stakeholders concerning the county visit. Mr. Speaker, one, the recommendation is about the SHA reimbursement, which must be the CS and the SHA department must verify the outstanding reimbursement so that they have to respond and take care of the monies which the counties have claimed. There must be a prompt payment on the cash reimbursement, SHA reimbursement. The other one is infrastructural rehabilitations. There are so many stall projects on the counties. So the County Council of Governors should coordinate and set a specific timelines for the finishing of those stalled projects. Mr. Speaker, there is an issue also on medical equipment and emergency. Mr. Speaker, emergency issues is a very crucial thing which we have noted in all our county we have visited. The county government must restore all non-functional the functional equipment which has been not been in use for long, and most of them is lack of reagents. They must be installed, and also they must also all the grounded emergency cars, that is ambulance, must be reinstalled so that the emergency, the ambulance must be effective to the citizen. There is an issue of also human resource for the health sector. Mr. Speaker, there is a shortage of human resource in all health facilities we have seen. And also, in that case, there is UHC staffs, which committees has followed it very well, and later on it has been recognized in the Division of Revenue, and now we have to, it must be implemented. The CS must implement the reports of these UHC issues as permanent and pensionable within 60 days of this adoption of this report. Mr. Speaker, the other issue is on this human resource staffing also, Mr. Speaker, there is a lot of lack of motivations of the staff which are working in the facilities. There are some which are working in the facilities almost 20 years, 15 years. And when it comes to promotions, they don't even promote, they don't give the opportunities for promotions. And even when it comes to absorption of those staff, some of them are on contracts, some of them are casuals. Instead of absorbing and making them as a permanent and pensionable, they go ahead and recruit other new staffs instead of absorbing those one in contract. Mr. Speaker, the other issue is the health information system. The health system, the cabinet minister must prioritize deploying of national health information system across all the referral hospitals, and the county government must invest in digital infrastructure. Mr. Speaker, this is to have a good health record for the county governments and all standardized data accuracy and supporting accountability of the data. Mr. Speaker, the other issue is pharmacy, accountability of pharmaceutical. Mr. Speaker, we have realized that there is a shortage of drugs in some counties because of KEMSA delays in payments, KEMSA not meeting its fee rates because of the pending bills to the county government. We urge County Council of Governors to coordinate the individual debts and settle agreement within a maximum of 6 months. On the issue also, we have also seen that when it comes to drugs, Mr. Speaker, because of, I think, lack of digital system in the pharmacy, there are some existing drugs, but the doctors are telling the patients, go and buy from outside. But when we went to the stock, the drugs is available. So there must be a coordination that the doctors may be owning pharmacies outside there so that they can get business in their working space. Mr. Speaker, there is another issue of biomedical waste. We have seen this is very, in most of the counties we have visited, they don't have incinerators. So the county government must immediately cease and open fire, field burning of biomedical waste, ring-fence emergency capital funds for the repair and installation of certified incinerator, and provide all waste handling staffs with appropriate personnel protective equipment. The other one is also patient center care and accountability, which we have noted in all counties we have visited. The facilities must stop detention of the patients over unpaid bills, which we have seen in most of the counties, and develop a social protections and indicate care protocols, and all staff must also wear a visible identification name tags. Mr. Speaker, identification name tag, it means that we cannot differentiate between patients and doctors. The county government must reinforce that the staff must wear the visible identifications name tag for their staffs. The county assembly must also intensify and structured oversight and require a regular progress reporting from duty bearing on the implementation of the Senate resolutions. Mr. Speaker, the challenges documented in these reports are not isolated to the 6 counties visited. They are repeated in many other counties and constitute national systemic crisis in devolution of the health sector. Mr. Speaker, that is the last recommendations of I urge the committee calls upon this House to adopt these reports and direct the Cabinet Secretary for Health and Executive Office of the SHA and the county government to submit the implementation status to the Senate within 60 days of the adoption of report. Mr. Speaker, with these recommendations, I beg to reply and pursuant to Standing Order 663 to request that the putting of the question to be deferred to the later date. Mr. Speaker, I request Senator Beatrice to second.
No need, you are okay now. I think you are prosecuted your matter perfectly.
Thank you, Senator.
It's only the chair now to defer the putting of the question.
Thank you, Speaker.
Yes. So we'll go to the next order. Yes, I have acceded to the request to defer the putting of the question.
Order number 9, the Statutory Instruments Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bills number 3 of 2024, resumption of debate interrupted on Wednesday, 3rd June 2026, afternoon sitting. Mover to reply.
Also on this business, the mover, the majority leader, is not in the House, so I also defer the mover to reply. We go to the honorable senators. If you look at the order paper from order number 10 to order number 22, all these are divisions. And as you know, division in some direction. Unless if they crack the table advises me that we can be able to do that. If not, we go to order number 23. This order number 23. The chair, the chair agriculture was the vice chair of the mediation. They can see it's not in the House. Number 24, 25, 26. That's the majority leader again. 27, Karen Nyamu. She's not also in the House. 28, again the majority leader. 29. Order number 30. Senator Catherine Muma has requested that this order be defunct, and I seen to that as well. That the one, Senator Kalen Nyamu, also not in the House, and 32, Senator Mohamed Chute, 33, Senator Mwenda Gataya. Order number 34, Senator Miraji Abdullahi, also not available. Number 35, Senator Karungo Dhangwa, also not in the House. And therefore, honorable senators, that is the end of our business this afternoon. Therefore, honorable senators, there being no other business on the order paper, the Senate stands adjourned until Tuesday, 9th June 2026 at 2:30 p.m. Thank you.
Vote 1033, as read out, and sums allocated in the schedule be approved. Honorable Njeri, you now can comment.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I think it is very critical. We agree that devolution was provided for under the Constitution of 2010 so that our people can get services. Because Parliament approves these monies every year, it is only fair that governors also, once they get the money, they pay doctors on time, they equip health facilities, and they ensure that our people are getting good services at the county level. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. And then,
okay, honorable members, I now put the question that the programs under vote 1033 as read out and sums allocated in the schedule be approved. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that a sum not exceeding Kenya shillings 1,459,259,192 be issued from the consolidated fund to complete the sum necessary to meet the recurrent and development expenditure during the year ending 30th June 2027 in respect of vote 1033. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Vote 1036, State Department for ASALs and Regional Development.
I propose the question that a sum not exceeding Kenya shillings 11,433,895,673 be issued from the consolidated fund to complete the sum necessary to meet the recurrent and development expenditure during the year ending 30th June 2027 in respect of vote 1036.
Programs under vote 1036, Accelerated ASAL Development, General Administration, Planning and Support Services, and Integrated Regional Development.
I propose the question that the programs under vote 1036, as read out, and the sums allocated in the schedule be approved. I now put the question that the programs under vote 1036, as read out and the sums allocated in the schedule be approved. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that a sum not exceeding Kenya shillings 11,433,895,673 be issued from the consolidated fund to complete the sum necessary to meet the recurrent and development expenditure during the year ending 30th June 2027 in respect of vote 1036. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Vote 1041, Ministry of Defense.
Honorable members, I propose the question that the sum not exceeding Kenya shillings 252,147,596,784 be issued from the consolidated fund to complete the sum necessary to meet the recurrent and development expenditure during the year ending 30th June 2027 in respect of vote 1041.
Programs under vote 1041, Defense, Civil Aid, General Administration, Planning and Support Services, and Defense Industrialization.
Yes, Majority Leader. Can I propose the question first? I have not proposed. I propose the question that programs under vote 1041, as read out and the sums allocated in the schedule, be approved. Proceed.
Honorable Speaker, thank you, and I rise to support this appropriation of this sum to the Ministry of Defense, but also to request the Chair Defense, who is seated next to me, and Honorable Mother Wangari, because I know Mother Wangari as a member of this committee, and with Gilgil Barracks being hosted in her constituency, she's very keen on defense matters. But in my neighborhood around ABC Place, there's a hospital that has been built there for a number of years. And it's a very important hospital as an extension of the Armed Forces Memorial Hospital at around Kenyatta Mbagathi Way. I hope the Chair, you have factored adequate resources to ensure that we complete this hospital, because it's along the main highway, Wayaki Way, so it would also help even with the citizenry who are using that northern corridor. But also to note that the Ministry of Defense is doing a lot of critical interventions in the economy. I have seen the great work that was done in Wajir County in the construction of a stadium in a record almost about three and a half months. The defense forces were able to put up a stadium. And all projects that you see under the management, project management of the KDF are implemented to perfection and within a very short time and within budget. So I want to encourage the Chair and the committee to ensure that you continue to offer meaningful oversight over these resources, because they are quite a hefty amount of resources, to ensure that they're able to deliver as they have delivered, and also ensure that you also provide adequate resources to make sure that those of our officers who are serving outside the country, for instance, the 450 soldiers who are on a peacekeeping mission in the Congo, even with the threat of Ebola, because we talk a lot here about Ebola this, Ebola that, and I was saying yesterday, we have suddenly, very many of us had become experts in healthcare and epidemiology. But we must remember those of our soldiers who are serving in those peacekeeping missions. As we pray for them, please ensure that they are well taken care of and there are adequate resources that should any one of them get the misfortune of either being sick or anything, there are adequate resources to be able to evacuate them back home and take good care of them. Thank you, I support.
Yes, Honorable Wandeta, member for Tetu.
Thank you, Chair. And I also rise to support this allocation to defense. Though Chair, I do not agree
with the majority leader, we have seen increased involvement of our armed forces in what I would consider very civilian projects, while their work is to defend the country and maybe respond to emergencies. Building of stadiums, it is something that can be dealt with by local contractors. Madam Chair, you know we have killed local contractors in roads, in other infrastructure projects, either in favor of the defense or some foreigners who I will not name. So, Madam Speaker, while we support, this money should go to...
There's a point of order.
Okay, thank you.
Chair, I very keen, Honorable Speaker, to listen to the Honorable Wandeto, a very good Presbyterian from current PCA Motero. But he has said that we have killed contractors. You know, there is language that we can use on record here that can be very misconstrued to mean other things, and especially when you are talking about defense. First, the Kenya Defense Forces, I am not aware of any road contract that the Kenya Defense Forces are doing except those within their barracks. They are not doing any, I think we have only involved them in the